James here from goodguitarist.com, and in today's lesson I'm going to show you a simple chord melody version of Your Power by Billie Eilish, and I'll also show you how to strum it in the super easy normal way using just 3 chords and a pretty basic strumming pattern. If along the way you find that you need any extra help, there's my free ebook. It's completely free to all my subscribers, goes over all the basics of chords and strumming. There's my complete beginners course, which guides you through that entire process. And there's also a chord chart for this available. It's a printable chord chart on my Patreon page that'll guide you through this entire tune, you know, all the tabs and all the stuff that you need to go through this whole song and break it down, just like we're going to do in this lesson today. We're going to start off with just the simple strumming. It's 3 chord shapes. First we have easy F. And to play that, we skip the first string, first fret with our first finger on the next one. Then I'm going to put my middle finger on the 2nd fret of the G string. I'm going to put my pinky on the 3rd fret of the D string. And I'm going to put my ring finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. My thumb is going to lightly cover the thickest string. Then we have an A minor. And when we're making that switch, we leave our first finger down. So just try that a couple times if you're not familiar with it. And then we go to E minor. And I like to play it with those 2 fingers. That way, from A minor, I just move those 2 fingers and remove my first finger. And that's it for the 3 chord shapes. So work on those if you're not familiar with them. They're also in my free ebook and like half my resources. I'll put links to all that down below. And now we can take a look at the strumming pattern. It goes like this. I'll do it slowly. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's a really common strumming pattern. We start off with a root stroke on beat 1, and that means to just hit the thicker strings of that chord shape. You know, you don't have to get too precise, just aim for the thicker strings. And then we have a downstroke on beat 2. So you start off just going 1, 2. Then we go miss, up, down, up. So we miss on beat 3 and then go up, down, up. And when you put that all together, you get root, down, miss, up, down, up. Root, down, miss, up, down, up. It helps to say the strumming pattern out loud, and it also helps to take a look at how it all lines up with the counting. And you can always just count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and downstrokes on the numbers, upstrokes on the ands, and everything should line up just fine. So take a minute with that strumming pattern, and when you're ready, we're going to put it together with the chord shapes. We'll be playing it 2 times on our F chord, then once on A minor, once on E minor, and that's the entire chord progression for the song. So let's try it out a few times. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. Miss. Miss, up, down, up, 1, down. Miss, up, down, up, root, down. Miss, up, down, up. Now that is the entire song. You just do that over and over again until the song's finished. But if you want to spice it up a little, we can do a chord melody. We can add that melody to our strumming, and this is what you'll end up with. So the basic framework of our chords and strumming is still there, and we're just adding some picking to it, a few notes here and there. I'm using a pick. You can do this with your hand, in which case I would recommend putting your fingers together like a pick. You know, I'm just touching my thumb to my finger like that. You know, it works totally fine, but I prefer using a pick, so that's what I'm going to be doing for this lesson. Now we're going to break it down chord by chord. We start off on our easy F shape. We're going to do our strumming pattern as usual, except we're going to replace that upstroke on the and after 4 with this. And to do that, we start off with our strumming pattern as usual. Root, down, up, down. And on that downstroke, we want our pick to land on the thinnest string. So it doesn't go through the thinnest string, it lands on top of it. And then we can do an upstroke on the string just above it, and that gives us our first note. Root, down, miss, up, down, up. And on that last upstroke, we're just picking the second string. Then once you can do that, we just have a few notes in a row. We go the one we just played, then we remove our first finger, we play the open string with an upstroke, and then we're gonna let go of our chord shape and we're just gonna press the second fret of the D string. And we're gonna play 2, 3, 2. And these would all be upstrokes if you want the rhythm to all line up. You're welcome to try downstrokes, but I recommend doing it all with upstrokes. That way your arm can still move with the rhythm of the song. So the melody all together from that first note that we picked, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So see how it lines up with the counting? It's all on the ands. And let's try to add our strumming pattern before that now. 3, 4, root, down, miss, up, down, up, 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 up. Again, 3, 4, root, down, miss, up, down. Cool, so that's it for the F chord. Now for A minor, we do the first 2 strokes of our strumming pattern, root, down. And then on beat 4, we're gonna remove these 2 fingers from our chord shape, get them ready to press E minor, and then we pluck the G string, and then we put down our E minor shape and we pluck the A string. So let's go through that, starting with our A minor shape. Root, down, 3, 4, and one more time, super slow. 3, 4, root, down, lift, and once we get to the E minor shape, there's no more melody notes, we just play our strumming pattern as usual. Now, you might have some trouble at the points where we switch chords, like when we go from F to A minor, and we go straight into that root down. So I want you to practice that transition, so just start here, just at these 3 notes, at the end of F, root, down, just do it that way. We're just working on those transition points. The next one would be the transition into E minor, and we can just start right here. We can just go, start with the 2 notes right before E minor, where we lift our A minor shape and we go, and then root, down, up, down, up. So I want you to practice this overall in 6 steps. First, learn the chords and the strumming in the basic way and get comfortable with it, because that's gonna make the rest of it so much of an easier process. Then I want you to practice the F chord and going into just the very first note with that upstroke, just like we did in this tutorial, and then after that, the F chord with the rest of its melody, then the A minor chord with its melody, then after that, the transition from F to A minor, and the transition from A minor to E minor. So 6 different little points that I want you to practice and really focus on, rather than trying to do the whole thing, and maybe it works out, maybe it doesn't, but if you practice those 6 parts that we went over in this tutorial, you're guaranteed to be able to get down something that seems kind of complicated, And the cool thing is, it's just these 4 measures. You just do it over and over again. So once you do get it, these 4 measures, you have the entire song, And I would play the chord melody part for the intro, for any parts where there's not singing, and then when there's singing, when that comes in, just switch to plain old chords and strumming. And that's all there is to it. If you need any extra help, don't forget about my resources, my free ebook, my beginner's course. There's the chord chart on my Patreon. Other than that, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.